The proclamation of martial law is not a military takeover. I, as your duly elected President of the Republic, use this power which may be implemented by the military authorities, but still is a power embodied in the Constitution to protect the Republic of the Philippines and our democracy.
I was 11 years old when martial law was declared. Martial law was good at first. The first few years, everybody was disciplined, the city was clean, there were no guns, no crimes, and everybody was following the rules, the law. But then, somehow, it turned out to be a dictatorship. It was an oppression.
It is the people of the Philippines who are the true heroes of the day. Our correspondent Brian Barron, who's been in Manila charting the rise of the force they call People's Power, reports now on the day it triumphed.
In 1986, after nearly 2 decades under the regime of Ferdinand E. Marcos, a revolution broke out in the Philippines. This is now known as the EDSA Revolution. Senator Ninoy Aquino was one of Marcos's most prominent critics and had planned on running against him as president in order to restore democracy in the Philippines. His assassination at the Manila International Airport refueled the civil resistance against a dictator and pushed his wife into the political limelight.
I wanted to convince Cory Aquino to run for election against Marcos. She wouldn't unless there's a million signatures. So what our family did, together with the opposition leader, was to create a group called Cory Aquino for President Movement, which was organized in our house, in our ancestral house in Pasig. And from there, we started collecting signatures. And we collected more than 1 million signatures, which made Cory decide to run for election against Marcos. Everybody in the family was pretty much involved. We even risked our lives, and it was still martial law at that time, where there was no freedom of speech. Anybody can be picked up, put to jail, you know. So, but luckily we were able to go around the risk. And then when we organized the Cory Aquino for President movement, we were unaware that the house was being stalked or surveilled by Marcos. So during the next meeting, we moved the meeting to my mom's office. Ironically, they couldn't find where we are. Ironically, because the office is just next to the police headquarters, the general headquarters.
On February 22, 1986, the first demonstration took place at the EDSA in Metro Manila. Over the course of 3 days, over 2 million Filipino civilians showed up to protest.
So when I was in college, Ninoy Aquino was assassinated, and then my father, being someone who's very much against Marcos, he was the very first to, in the family, to initiate going to the rallies. We would be going to all the major rallies with even my little nephews with us. We put them here over our shoulders. They wore the headbands, the yellow headbands. Yellow is a color for Cory's movement. And we would be wherever all the major rallies were. When the EDSA revolution happened, there was a sense of hope, so that during the EDSA revolution, instead of the military and the civilians fighting, there were nuns and priests and students offering rosaries and flowers to the soldiers who were manning the tanks.
At the end of the EDSA revolution, Ferdinand Marcos was removed from power, fleeing with his family to Hawaii and ultimately restoring democracy to the country. Corazon Aquino was inaugurated as the 11th President of the Philippines on February 25, 1986, and remained so for another 6 years. Her legacy lives on, as she is remembered as an icon for democracy.